Let's get ready to...
Triple thing!
What the hell is even that?
That is one big pilot.
For a modern gaming audience.
Why are you running?
Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
We're communists.
Woke.
Would you please get your politics out of my comic books? I'm like, what comic books are you reading?
I'm cured! Praise God!
Hiya, 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 na na na
He vatored! He vatored!
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Give me the meat and give it to me raw.
For a modern gaming audience.
If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble.
Welcome to Nerd Wars. Sorry about that. Welcome to Nerd Wars.
Please clap.
Oh, wait, hold on. I almost got it. Yay, welcome. Welcome indeed to the greatest stream on YouTube. Well, not yet, but we're getting there. Badgerine, pleasure having you. How you doing today, bud?
Doing great, bub.
How long are you going to be doing that voice for, bud?
Not long. It's going to hurt. No, I'm good.
I know.
What is going on? I'm doing fantastic. Finally, we get to dress like this, and it's socially appropriate.
I finally get to show off everyone my new child. Let me show you some of the tricks. How dare you? So he loves doing this. Some of the tricks he can do. Oh, yeah, that's really good. Sometimes it hurts because he's made out of hard plastic. Oh, there we go. See, he loves it. There he is. He loves it, guys.
Not supposed to play hacky sack with the children, Erwin.
So I was thinking every like $50 like super chatter gifties, I'll switch costumes. Every however many will make Badger switch. But I think probably every $20 will give my child here a nice little kick. Price of reason? How much would you pay to see me kick this thing?
$20.
Oh, that does sound like a reasonable fee. For you, you get a free one on the house. Thanks for joining us, Bryce. So are you excited that Agatha is over, or are you still in shock from having to watch the finale for Agatha?
I'll tell you, I had a strange experience. I didn't realize it was a 2-episode finale, so I watched episode 8.
Shouldn't have been. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And I thought to myself, well, this is a dumb ending. They're probably setting up some MCU movie. He's going to be like a young Avenger, this guy. And I just said, whatever, this sucks. But at least there was a silver lining that it was over. And I'm like, I'll never have to watch it again. And then suddenly it says, watch next episode. You know the bubble that shows that there's another. And I got so pissed. I started cursing. I thought negative thoughts about you. I'm like, I'm only watching this because of you.
Oh, I think negative thoughts about him all the time. That's a great time. Yes.
Hey, I when I was walking out of Joker 2 theater, sprinting out of the Joker 2 theater, I also had some words I wanted to say to you in a DM. So I say we'll call it even.
Wasn't good though. You're like you didn't say how bad it would be.
Enough. And hey, I've been warning everyone that there's 9 episodes. Why was it ends? It actually has a pretty good ending at episode 8. And then they're like, we're going to throw another one in. And the first 22 minutes is going to be jumping back to 1750, very diverse 1750 for a prequel. After we just have a perfect ending. They're like, 20 minutes of prequel, guys.
That's also the part. It's one thing if in modern day she has a coven of like diverse women, it's fine. But what about that 1783 thing? Why do they need the diversity there? It doesn't make any sense. Why can't they just leave that historically accurate?
No, we need the revisionist history where it's always been modern day. There were totally no slaves and everyone was equal.
We didn't do nothing. We were great. Super peaceful times. Everyone got along great. There was no civil wars or anything like that.
It is ironic that they claim we're a systemically racist country and that they don't show it when they go back in history. It's so crazy.
Yeah,
right. So I guess everything was great in history. So why is everybody complaining then?
Literally washing it away. But no, fine.
We are $5 closer to kicking my child on stream. Splatoon?
Oh
Splatoon for Trump. All right, we've had some interesting endorsements this campaign. This one might be at the top. Splatoon for Trump for $5. Have you played Rethawed? It's a mod for Tony Hawk's American Wasteland? What's TH's American Wasteland? Isn't that Tony Hawk? The mod works on Windows 11 and it's a blast to play. Yeah, okay, it is.
So-
Tony Hawk Underground 2, which I love the one that they did an open world one. What is BT dubs? I'm gonna get this. No?
By the
What
way,
is it? Check. Can you guys get it? Translate. BTW.
BT
Yes,
dubs, by the way.
Oh, you can't be throwing in a BTW acronym when you got another acronym right next. No, that one's not on me, Splatoon. Sorry. Underground 2. Was that the one where it was open world? Actually, I really like the open world one. Other than that, Tony Hawk 2 was the OG. Personally, I
thought Tony Hawk 1 was maybe 1 and 2. I'll give 1 and 2 I feel the same way about. Those for me are still until this day. Sometimes I play those from time to time.
Time to time.
They're goats. Like, who doesn't want to do a kickflip McTwist off of like a handrail and smash your face into the ground?
I feel like that was the first game that I really felt I was in the game. Like, when I wasn't playing it, I was imagining that I was doing all that stuff, even though I've never done any of it.
The linking it all together with the grinding to the manual to the going off a thing, doing a backflip to another grind to another nose manual, that like lived in my head. Because sometimes when I play a game a bit too much, like a Tetris, I'll play it in my head. Still to this day, I haven't played it in years. I'll still play Tony Hawk in my head.
I love that thing. That kind of you grind and you do that jump and you kind of do as many flips as you can when you're in the air. I don't know. I just it's one of the best games I've ever played. Personally, that's what I think. 1 and 2.
I still quote, I think Tony Hawk 3 at the main menu skate shop, the guy says, yeah, I'm checking you out, checking me out, checking you out, checking me out, something like that. And I still repeat it to this day. I quote the skateboard shop employee of Tony Hawk 3 still.
I feel like I don't remember that one as much. Like I played that one, but it wasn't as addictive as the first two for me for some reason.
Yeah, you know which one sticks out for me? Resident Evil. What are you buying? What are you selling? It's Resident Evil 4.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a classic. Speaking of classics, Santa Slay Tomahawk for a Hyundai pre-stream legend. Yes, you're gonna get a cake. Don't worry, buddy. Well, if you were still looking for movies to watch tonight, how about Santa Slay? And has anyone how much of a B movie is Santa Slay, or is that at least a
probably going to be substantial?
Triple A shit. Okay, God. All right, Santa Slay. Also, guys, if you guys haven't noticed, there is a poll up there. I'm going to be watching a scary, scary movie, and if we manage to break 500, I'll put up another poll for another scary movie. And I'm scared of scary movies, so please be nice. Santa Slay. All right, it's on the list. Tomahawk. Thank you. And is this the beginning of the Nerd Rage Incorporated arc now that you're a game dev? So, speaking of things I've wanted for a long time, Tomahawk gifted me RPG Maker, and any moment now I'm going to create the greatest RPG ever made. It's already been made. I just have to do it.
Literal nerd wars or the nerd army.
Like, who as a gamer hasn't heard of RPG Maker and thought I could make a game?
Too much time.
I know it's got to be, but there are actually quite a few ones that are popular. People playing on Twitch and stuff with like Fear and Hunger, some stuff that's like really not RPG Maker-ish. Some really, a lot of those weird Eastern Europeans can make some good, dark, gothic, haunted, scary RPGs with RPG Maker. So if they can do it, I can too. Compliment time. Yes, I'll keep it on for a little bit longer. Scoop for you. Why don't you go take this one, Badgerine?
Sure, because I can read in this thing. Scooby for 20. Compliment time. Nerd Wars. Oh my God, baby. Grogu in your Grogu ears. That's so cute. Badger. Eee! I think that was Happy Squeal. You brought back the Badgerine costume. I love it. Price of Reason. Avatar is very creative. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween.
Oh, okay. He almost took my drink out with that one. The little bastard.
Did anybody notice that I'm wearing a costume or no?
I actually
I
just
cloaked,
looked,
but that could have just been pajamas. I'm not sure if that's a cultural robe
Is it
or
Batman, like old school Batman. What are you?
I think it was supposed to be like Dracula.
Batman is pretty close, I'd say. All right, see, I nailed it. I'm counting that.
Drunk, when are you going to come on here and promote your book?
When I send him that email, I'm just
Chronicles.
like this far away from doing it.
All right.
Yeah, Friday the if we hit 500, we're gonna put another poll up. Friday the 13th will certainly be on it. Friday the 13th.
I'm more partial to Nightmare on Elm Street myself.
Claude.
Yeah, that was my first thought, and then I was like, wait, why am I choosing my own movie to watch? I have chat for that, so we're doing this instead. And I'll be seeing Coraline 3D in theaters. Oh,
Hey.
I'll
Hey, thank you. Send him an invite.
I'm working on it hard, but not tonight because I have to see Coraline in 3D in theaters, and I'm so freaking pumped. And then I will watch this, and then we'll be on Badger Street. We're getting all sorts of Halloweeny today. You know who else is getting all sorts of Halloweeny? Universal finally figured out, hey, everyone loves our you want Universal Horror Haunted Horrors Nights. That's what it is. Haunted Horrors Nights. It's always super popular. So they thought, hey, how about in Las Vegas, we just have year-round haunted houses based on Exorcist and Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I would go if it was haunted horrors too, but
yeah, well, it's in Las Vegas, so they should have a haunted horrors right next to it.
There's probably a way to combine between all of these there. They just need to kind of do a collaboration.
Yes, well, it will feature 4 haunted houses, so one of those haunted houses could be the horrors.
I remember in Vegas, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but if on the main strip when there's kind of cars driving, there's some of them that have ads that have like a lady who's like naked or whatever in it.
Yeah, or they hand out all the cards when you're walking down the street.
That for sure, but the fact that there's like a car driving with like a billboard, like a moving billboard, that there's like a naked woman with her number, that just I don't see that anywhere else really.
Seems a little dystopian. I feel like I'd be like, hey, cool, and then also gross. But some haunted horrors. You get a little fright going, you get your adrenaline pumping in, and then
sorry,
Texas
reading
Chainsaw
in
Massacre
that will give you astigmatism. At least the fine print of the chat.
Oh yeah, sorry. I apologize, Scoob. I'll see if I can do both. There we go. All right, so yeah, I thought pretty decent idea. Like, and you don't see Disney coming out with ideas like this, trying to innovate or anything. But speaking of people,
I apologize, Price. I can now very clearly see you're wearing a costume. It looked like you were just wearing a vague bathrobe and the mask, but now I would be able to identify you in a lineup now. It's a good costume.
Thank you.
Well, not only do we get to celebrate Halloween and the end of Agatha, we get to celebrate the birth of Veilguard and Hypnotic. Well, we knew he was going to create some sort of monstrosity. Introducing you to, we'll pronounce it Suicide McDuggins, my representation in Dragon Age Veilguard. And this game, I don't think the word of mouth is going to be particularly good on this one. And
they allowed
about this region.
They allowed this.
Badger, you like Dragon Age. How are you feeling about this?
Show me Dragon Age and I'll let you know.
But Mr. / Mrs. McDuggan's here. And you know he's gonna pick to have both genders so he can get that.
The grim dark, like literally I think I said it in one of the videos. The Darkspawn make Orc in Lord of the Rings look like pussies. All right. There's no way you could fool to think that the Darkspawn have families and like they've turned something as almost Warhammer-ish on some level of the darkness and then turned it into a Fortnite game. I don't know.
I don't know. Fortnite does a good job at giving players what they want. This doesn't feel like they're doing that.
I meant like bright colory. I don't know what this is. Dustborn.
Yes. I'm pumped. Price, you excited?
Super excited.
You sound like it.
The death in the voice.
This is exactly how I thought you would look in real life, Hypnotic. Close enough. Can confirm what he looks like now. Face revealed. All right. Badger didn't know about this. I'm going to have to prepare another costume real quick. Hold on. Come here. You little shit. All right. So we just finished Agatha. We have 1 month until we have to watch Hot Garbage again. And you know what that hot garbage is?
Can't
the
wait.
Skeleton Crew. Or is it just Skeleton Crew? The Skeleton. Whatever it is.
Wood. Skeleton Crew. Is the big lie that he's actually the bad guy?
Who says I've got the Force? Julaw hints that Star Wars has been lying to you about upcoming TV show. My first thought was he pretends to be a Force user, but isn't actually. But he's pretending to be one so he could con these children out of their spaceship or something, maybe like that. But then he ends up turning good in the end.
Yeah, I think
You know
this
what my
was
prediction for
nice.
this show is that they're going to hide behind a bunch of kids. Basically, there will be children there, and if you say you don't
Who
like
would do
the show,
that?
they're going to say these toxic fans. They're so mean to children. They hate children. That's going to be the narrative this time. That's my bet. If I had to do like a casino, that's where I'm placing my bet.
Oh, well, you would win because we've spoken and mentioned this before. That's exactly what there is. They've already had the articles out. Please protect these children. So, yeah, any and all criticisms will be accused of us.
I didn't see
attacking
articles
children.
yet, but I mean that's just
Oh,
it's
yeah.
obvious.
They're
that
already out, and they're on Twitter too. The Twitter post of circulating, protect the children. Yeah, much like the warning Moses Ingram that racist things will happen.
Right,
They're
this is-
already
2.0 Moses Ingram. They're already laying the groundwork so that they're planting seeds of narrative. So then it's like a planting and payoff in a movie. Only that, ironically, they don't do much planning and payoff in their own shows and movies. But in reality, their narrative that they push in the media, I guess they put all the energy into that because there's always planning and payoff there.
Oh, won't somebody please think of the children?
Exactly.
Exactly why I put that there. Also, it's not the Skeleton Crew. My sources are telling me it's just Skeleton Crew.
Yeah.
All right, I'm glad we've cleared that up.
Yeah.
So, we got T-minus a month and like 5 days before this graces our screens for some
You know, I'm looking
reason.
forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I feel like this is going to be an interesting online debate.
Yeah, about how mean we're allowed to be to the child actors because of how terrible their acting will be.
You know,
I say all the mean.
You know, I'm not going to focus. If it's a really bad actor, I'll consider maybe saying, but it's really not going to be my main focus. I think that I want to focus on the writing, and they never do good writing. So I think we'll have a lot to work with.
Oh, I'm going to wait for them to make the two girls in the group lesbian with each other, even though they're kids. Just wait for that to happen. Even if it's the hinting at it.
Or, yeah, they'll hold hands. So in normal sane times, it'd be them being friends. But and now in
You know
time
how
of
they
people
do.
shipping children, yes.
You know how they do.
It'll be a Ghostbusters Frozen Empire type of situation.
It just wouldn't surprise me at all if they added that type of messaging.
But you saw what happened in Frozen Empire, right? There were two women that kept on seeming two little girls that were sort of.
I didn't watch Frozen Empire because despite all appearances, I am a heterosexual man.
It was kind of like implied a little, but then in the second one, they actually like full on were like, yep, lesbian teenager.
They stopped short of making them kiss, but it seemed like they were about to. And if one day it turns out that there's another cut of that movie where those two girls kiss, I wouldn't be shocked. It seems like that's what the scene was leading to, but then they just stopped the scene.
Yeah.
That's an actual won't somebody think about the children moment.
That's not how they think.
Correct. All right. So now we're getting to my favorite part, the guy who hasn't seen any scary movies. We're talking about some top 29 horror movies.
Varieties.
I mostly just, yeah, I know, gross. I'm sorry. But I started here because the Phantom of the Opera. Badger, aren't you a Phantom of the Opera fan?
Like the musicals, the Andrew Lloyd Webber inspired musical, not the original book and or
So
scary
not the
movies that are based
not
off
the
of.
1925 movie.
No, and like my mom was telling me about the book where it's the Phantom smells like death because he lives in the sewer. Like she's bashing her head against the wall to try to escape. It's super not fun or romantic, like the play or the opera. So never got into that version of it.
So you know that feeling that overcomes Joe Biden when he sees a baby and he can't help but bite it? Some old school
Or sniff
Dracula.
vigorously.
I'd asked if I should see Bram Stoker's Dracula, and people weren't very excited about it. I was a little disappointed. And then this one isn't even that. This was 1930. All these, when they do the top 100s, they always shove a bunch of movies in from like the 30s and 60s none of us have heard of because they have to pretend like they're smart and they know movies and stuff like that. It's actually a little ridiculous. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, The Innocents from 1961.
In their defense, though, that there are movies that kind of invented entire genres. You know what I mean? If you think of the original Nosferatu or something like that, that really launched the horror genre. Even if it happened in 1920, whatever it was, it still has value, I think. Or it's not Megalopolis, it's Metropolis. He copied that one, but Metropolis itself also may be one of the first sci-fi movies.
Yes, I am actually next week I'm going to be seeing Metropolis the anime in theaters to cleanse me of Megalopolis. Scream, I was told everyone loves Scream. It currently has 1 vote so far.
I don't like Scream. Screw it.
Ooh.
Oh, I fucking love Scream, so I will advocate all the time for that one.
I don't know. It's just I like Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween.
I like those two.
Exorcist, I guess.
Nightmare and Dawn of the Dead are currently tied even in the poll right now. So yeah, other people would agree, but I was kind of looking forward to some Scream. You know what movie scared me when I was a child? Even though it's not scary at all, it's the Blair Witch Project. The very ending, when he's standing in a corner, is literally the only scary part. Everything else is just like shaky camera and running in the woods.
I feel like that movie is a con, which is why even when it came out, I tried watching, I think, a copy of it or something like that, and I was bored. I probably didn't even finish it. It seems cheap and stupid. I don't like that kind of con job. You know, it's nice that they took some crappy camera and made a lot of money, but screw them.
Yeah, correct. They're the ones who gave us found footage horror B movies.
Right. They started a whole. That's like the opposite of a good genre. That they started a genre of shit. Sorry.
Yeah, how dare you curse on my stream?
Okay, yeah, all right. Yeah, you guys got to put a negative spin on everything.
Thought it was rather original for the time, where they had 3 actors on their own with dead drops that had their script direction, and they really were alone in the woods for several days. I thought that was interesting. Yeah, did bad things take away of it? But yeah, that happens all the time. Something good comes out and everyone tries to copy it badly.
It's a gimmick you could get away with once, and I prefer never to see it again. But I understand. I appreciate your position as well.
Yeah, I mean, something, you know, like an Among Us or something that gets so popular and then spawns a ton of terrible clones. You can't always blame the good thing for spawning all the terrible clones, but also, yeah, like I said, in retrospect, I'm like, kids are so scared for the stupidest reasons. And
First
it's just
Paranormal
like,
Activity is good. Did we
nothing
need 7
happens.
of those?
Oh,
no,
yeah,
but it
truth.
was a gimmick that worked the first time.
All right, number 22, Variety Wants to Look Cool with Carnival Souls from 1962.
Well, it does have maybe too many of these older movies. I mean, now I understand what you're saying. It's fine to put a few that are classics, but I feel like most of this list is old movies.
Well, everyone loves Get Out so much that it needs a statue, so we can't forget Get Out now, can we? Haven't seen it, don't care, don't want to see it.
I mean, I thought if I'm objective, I thought it was a decent movie, and it was made for $2 million, which I kind of appreciate. But I think it gets too much praise. They have to, because they feel that maybe it has a message or underlying thing that they like, so they're always pushing it as one of the all-time greats, which is not. But it's all right. Shining is a classic.
I just added onto the list. If we hit 500, I'll watch a second one, which actually is technically a third one. I'm watching Santa's Sleigh. Anyone going to be seeing Red One? No, wait. What's the Santa Claus one coming out?
I think it's Red One.
Red One? Yeah. Oh my God.
Like Air Force One.
Why do they do that still? All right. Yeah, like Diabolique.
That Red One is trying to be a holiday movie. Maybe it'll bring families in, or it'll be kind of a dumb, so bad it's good kind of corny thing. But I don't have much hope for it beyond that.
Michael Myers.
Who wants to go see it? It's just
Halloween is good.
Yeah, I just added it on the list. Yeah, but don't look now. Some of these are so terrible. Well,
So I guess this is my hot take. I find Michael Myers the least interesting of all of the maniacs. Just
what does it? There's like nothing about him, right? He's just like nothing. He's just the cold killer.
The one you just put on Nosferatu, out of all those old movies, that's actually like a really important one. I have to admit.
Now
they're
this
making
is
a
out
new
in
one.
December 25th. Oh, also Christmas. Now this is one I actually probably will see. Willem Dafoe, Aaron Taylor Johnson.
The second time William Dafoe is playing this, because he played in the Nosferatu. Like there was a documentary of the making of the original.
Oh, that's right.
Played the monster with all the makeup.
Is he playing the monster now again?
I think he's playing the actual monster. He's played it fake and real, even though in that one it was supposed to be that it was real when they filmed it, and everyone thought it was fake.
I remember that movie. I saw it once, but I
Yeah,
can barely
it was a while
remember details about it. But it was interesting.
Yeah. Back in the day, King Kong, I guess, was scary to people because you'd never seen anything like that.
I guess it sort of feels like its own genre. I would think it's more like a monster genre, but
Alien,
was good.
I kept being told it was like a horror movie. I was so disappointed that it wasn't a horror movie.
But we're spoiled, I guess, back then in 1979. If you hadn't seen that shit, it would have been scary.
Oh, we're so desensitized.
Yeah,
but
super desensitized.
Also, at the same time,
Spoiled.
3 years before they had this as well. So they were working on desensitizing themselves.
What's that depicting?
Is Mo Zamboni in chat right now, Cello, or the 120 Days of Sodom? I recommend Mo watch that one. See, I was asking about some old schools, like so Frankenstein, 1931.
Ableist.
Nightmare
on Elm Street would have been my main one for Halloween, though.
Yeah, that was my thought. And then I was like, I'm not allowed to have my own thoughts. I have to let chat decide if I watch Jaws for Halloween.
I don't consider Jaws a scary movie, but
hey, if Die Hard can be a Christmas movie, Jaws can be a Halloween movie. Psycho, this is one of the... Have you seen Psycho? Isn't this like Hitchcock or whatever?
Yeah, it's a classic.
Is it worth seeing, though, in 2024 is my question.
I mean, if you like the foundation of cinema, if you're that kind of person, I studied film, so part of studying is you see how they came up with certain genres and ideas, and you can sort of appreciate it for whatever it is. But if you don't have that kind of passion or patience, then maybe you can skip it.
So, Exorcist, only 26% of the vote. Yeah, have not seen somehow. I'm terrible. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Does this actually have is this actually good? Does this actually have good storytelling and characters and stuff?
It gives me weird feelings, which is probably one of the reasons people watch it.
Should it be number one though?
Not for me personally, but I could understand if that traumatized a bunch of people.
Oh, okay, but we're just doing top 100 traumatizing movies at this point. I guess True Nightmare.
To me, just like the point of a Halloween movies would be to scare and titillate you, but not fucking traumatize you. And I don't know.
Fair.
It's a fun balance.
All right. Well, it looks like see. That's what I liked about Nightmare on Elm Street, which is thankfully winning. Is it's almost like comedy horror, right?
No Hills Have Eyes or anything.
No, that's like horror.
What?
Yeah, that's what I had. But Freddy, that's got a lot of comedy to it, right?
Yes.
The gore I will laugh at rather than be like, ugh, why? Yeah. Right? Okay.
You and Mama Badger both got traumatized by that back in the day. Yeah. You were a Catholic that actually believed in possession and you saw that fucking movie? Yeah.
My parents' priest, which is also when I had to go to church for a long time, he was one of the few remaining top tier exorcist in the world. So I had a priest for a little while who was literally some Helsing organization. This house is clean.
Yeah, the first one is darker. There's less. But still good.
Oh wait, the first one isn't. It is more scary. No,
he's the same, but it's less camp on the nose. So
I'm just gonna stop watching the first movies in all these trilogies or all these series. All right. Well, I'm excited about watching Coraline and probably Nightmare on Elm Street. It's only winning by 2% though.
He watched Event Horizon
and freaking loved it. One of my I'm calling my series, my Rambo series, Fight Me, which is just all my hot takes, and I may potentially do a Event Horizon's better than Alien.
Watch Nightmare on Elm Street though. He based Freddy off of a homeless man that he saw in the alley. He was looking through his window in the alley, and the homeless man looked up at him, and he had sort of a fucked up face, and he had a fedora, just like Freddy, and he started walking toward his building, right? And he never saw the guy again, but the guy walking towards his building scared the shit out of him. And in conjunction with that, later on, he saw newspaper clippings of a teen who had died in his sleep, and it was something about dreaming, and it made him think, and we got a pretty damn good series.
Yeah, that's because I'm doing all my Rambo research. Is a lot of that story came from his students returning. Event Horizon number 94. So, yeah, always nice when you take real life stuff to inspire your stories, such as Sleepy Hollow. All the boobas. I was very happy with this movie. Totally forgot that it was Tim Burton, but man, he might not be the best at everything, but when it comes to atmospheric woods, he is fantastic at. Like, no complaints there.
I like Johnny Depp in it.
Yeah.
Yes, he was just the right amount of weird.
So he rarely plays quote unquote normal roles, like, you know, where he's not all the bunch of makeup. Yeah, Ichabod Crane.
And I don't always like historical, like period piece stuff, but oh boy. Yeah,
Palpatine was in here.
We are gonna get into the cast. It's all the best like nerd people on it. Like Uncle Vernon from Harry Potter was in it. Yeah, Alfred. Well, you've already named most of it, but I forget where I was going. But I will say I was quite happy. Casper Van Dien was in it randomly, which is why I said we need to cast him as Hal Jordan. But yeah, all the old guys are great. And all the women are pushed all the way up. Tim Burton knew what we wanted. And there's one part where, is it the witch or someone is out in the forest spinning around in circles, all pushed up. And he puts that camera right above her and looks straight down while she's spinning around.
He knows what we want.
Yes. And I was pleased. Like it gets half a point on the score just for that.
Because obviously Christopher Walken with Head On was the actual.
And Christopher Walken's in it. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I was happy. Like the few effects they used were pretty darn good. I mean, it's Tim Burton. Like I said, the atmosphere was great. Dialogue good. Some of the CG, like when they throws the pumpkin head, was horrendous. She was booberific. Sheena Ricci booberific. I was thoroughly pleased in that department. And
who Johnny Depp totally wasn't doing coke and banging her during the whole production. Absolutely didn't have it. What an unfounded rumor that was. Lucky son of a bitch.
Yes. Well, hold on, I think I found. I found there. Yeah, this scene right here. He understood the assignment.
No, it's a good movie. It still holds up.
How do I do slow mo? Yes, that right there. Oh, okay. Yep. Honestly, I want to give it a 10 out of 10 just for that. We are film critics, so I'm going to need to go ahead and do that again. I would say Christina Ricci is a little bit of a whore. They're spinning around and she has to kiss the first. There we go. Well, the saddest part is the hottest one they put in the Iron Maiden. Oh,
I know.
Stupid priest. God damn. All right, yeah, let's look at this cast. All right. Let's see, Casper Van Dien,
Miranda Richardson,
Jeffrey Jones was also.
We don't talk about Jeffrey anymore.
Allegedly, they had to give him a stop motion claymation part. We got Uncle Vernon as well. We got Palpatine, and we got Christopher Lee in here, which also brings Lord of the Rings into the equation as well.
Yeah, and Alfred from Batman was in there.
Alfred right here. Yeah. Yep. Christopher Walken with his pointy ass sharp teeth. I saw him in the credits and was like, oh, he's in this, and then totally forgot. And so when he popped up, I'm like,
because everyone knows that Haitian assassins used to file their teeth down into points to be more menacing.
Yeah. Yes, we all knew that, right? No, dang it. All right, so I'm going to look through some of these images for scientific purposes. Wait, who was Tim Burton's wife or something? Lisa Marie? I don't know, but for research purposes, I am told I'm contractually obligated to show this picture to you real quick. All right, back. Yes, that's God. I will say they had a lot more Aubrey Plaza in the finale of Agatha. She was not rocking that dress that I love so much. Yeah, this right here. I mean, this is my kind of villain right here, baby.
Who wouldn't be terrified of that on the battlefield?
Yes, correct. All right, let's see if I can get a little more scientific purposes. And I found some more science real quick, but no. Oh, okay, science. No, it's so dumb. You have to go through like all the DVD covers. Oh, there we go. So speaking of some of the CG, there were a couple Beetlejuice moments.
What's wrong with that?
Well, Beetlejuice Moments works really well in Beetlejuice. It takes you a little out of the immersion when you're watching Sleepy Hollow. Let's see. I was a big fan of his steampunk glasses here.
His modern instruments.
Yeah, he's got like scissor. He has got his super fancy scissors, which he's just got like a little magnifying glass on, and he just hooked up some wires to. Yeah.
Oh.
Different
Haitian. Different Haitian.
This, I mean, yeah, I could see him eating some cats and dogs. All right, no more boobas. Okay, we'll leave it right there. Yeah, you give me some steampunk glasses or something like that. Yeah, I'm sold.
Perfect.
I'm sold. How do I know he's the hero? He's got steampunk glasses. All right, so this one I know you've all actually been waiting for.
Oh God, urinal cakes. I would buy those, by the way.
Oh yeah, yes, correct. Even if they were just like
it's good marketing though.
Taped. Streaming November 12th. It's finally coming. Oh no, but I
don't have to pay $30.
Oh, I thought it was
Disney Plus. Disney Plus on the toilet paper rolls rather apt, by the way.
It's not toilet. I thought it was toilet paper. I was about it's paper towel to dry your hands. I thought it was toilet paper too.
From Amazon or eBay rather.
It's good streaming though. I think it's probably Ryan Reynolds that does a lot, like pushes a lot of the marketing here, and I think it's good actually.
A stream is an educated wish your heart makes. Apparently.
Sorry, buddy, you paid $30 for nothing, or whatever Kuwaitian thing you paid. You paid in gold rubies or something.
Half a goat. All right, so I always love going over to the Marvel Comics Twitter. I always get several tabs. We got more Ultimates. They reset everything. Everything has failed. So what do you do in comics when everything fails? You create a new universe and fail even harder. So now we have Ultimate Universe.
Hey, what the hell?
Chat?
What the fuck?
Do you know what we're looking at?
Is that?
They brought back White Nick Fury.
He's white. He's finally back to being white, guys.
What?
We did it.
Identity theft is not a joke, Erwin. So what's going on with this?
I don't fucking know.
What?
Maybe they want to humiliate him in a way that they could only do for a white guy.
Are we done hassling the Hoff? Is he back?
It's very much so. I don't know. We did it, guys.
There's probably a catch.
There's a. I just sort of think there's a catch. Yeah, what's the catch?
He's gay.
Well,
patriarchy personate.
Here's some of the other variant covers, which this one's actually pretty manly. I see some nice little booba window here. This one actually looks cool. And then we got Peach Momoko. This is the broad doing the Ultimate X-Men. It's what I always say is made for 14-year-old girls. Yeah, it's made for 14-year-old girls who like manga. I am on issue 10 of Ultimate Spider-Man. Issue 11, we're about to get half black cat because for some reason, diversity. And then let's see, we got a couple more variants. This one actually it looks pretty cool. I like the style, but it's still
Shredder.
This is it's like an energy construct that one of them makes. So this is Ultimate X-Men. Like how this is the characters, but Peach Momoko, the one who just draws the 14-year-old girl mangas, normally does the art. If the art looked like this, I'd probably be reading it. But yeah, so dumb. But yeah, this is Storm. This is Storm in Ultimate X-Men, but she normally looks even more like a manga character. And then we have this, which is actually Frank Miller. Frank Miller did a cover of the Maker. I don't know. It's the Maker, and I don't know. He's breaking the universes apart or something. I don't
like the way that looks.
But yeah, the whole thing is they reset the universe because the Maker, which is just evil Reed Richards, like reset everyone, which is how now we have White Nick Fury somehow.
Bro.
I love it. It makes me happy. So, you know how they got to like venomize, they find something that works and they can venomize the whole Marvel universe. Well, everyone likes cats, right? These felines aren't kidding around. In honor of National Cat Day, read about their clawsome adventures with your favorite heroes in Marvel Meow. They made a whole cat themed comic book for Marvel, and it's just.
I feel like this is all because cat lady comments about Harris.
Oh my God, yes. That actually is pretty accurate. But we're talking about how now it's all just them sitting in like coffee shops and whatnot. I
Slice
feel
of
like,
life.
or we got nothing but Nightwing. Price, the reason you running out for the latest Marvel Cat comic?
Not really, no.
Weird. What if I told you now instead of like X-Men, we had New York X-Men? Would you be excited for that? And they sat around drinking lattes. So here it is, which is like gross. And then we got Deadpool Wolverine World War III, which is cool. And then we have Ultimate Black Panther, which is cringe. But then this Marvel Zero, the cover looks pretty cool. And then we're back to New York X-Men.
I thought you were kidding with
Oh,
New York
hey.
X-Men. Like, I thought that was a joke.
But yeah, no, hey, this looks kind of cool. New York X-Men. So it's just like, even if they Marvel has every win they have to have like 2 losses. Yes, I'm actually, I will be watching Fury in here before long. And Hayden, I can't wait anymore. I got to show off the new clip, which is it started off as a Hayden clip, and then Tomac got added, and then it just turned into D-Gen battle.
Be careful!
First rule of gun safety: protect the waifus.
Protect the booba.
Also, I have a new ABF one I'm also very excited to showcase here at some point. All right, let's see. All right, here, this one, it wasn't too terrible. You can only team up with one of these Marvel Comics characters. Who will you pick? Daredevil or Phoenix?
Well, obviously Phoenix is the overpowered choice here.
Yeah, but she gonna kill you. She gonna fry your ass immediately.
Team up would stipulate her not
Also,
killing me, but
Booba. I guess that would be fair. Yeah, my answer is Booba. Price, your answer also Booba?
It's a tough choice. Daredevil is awesome.
Yeah, no, Daredevil is awesome. I have several Daredevils. He's a character I shouldn't like, but I do like him because it's just so darn good.
he's
It's
great.
like Frank Miller and such.
But if you write with any sort of fairness, someone with telekinesis just goes flings him off into the fucking atmosphere.
That's true. All right, I'll
But
yeah, all right.
you do get a higher ESG score from the blind guy rather than the white woman. So,
Well, she's a redhead, which these
Better
days is almost an
lines.
extinct species. So maybe.
and essentially is a black person at that point. All right, the toughest one ever. The Incredible Hulk, one of the strongest people in the Marvel universe, or Spider-Gwen that we call Ghost Spider now.
Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, I think we can go ahead and just choose.
Isn't
these
Spider
Boobas.
Gwen a T girl or something?
Probably working on it.
Supposition based off of the poster that we see they
And
put
the
in every
hair
person's.
and
Yeah.
the colors, and let's see where
Haley
it's
Steinfeld, though.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that. I missed it. How'd you picked up on that live?
The poster.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I took
no,
a picture.
I'm
They showed it.
what's called terminally online, so I've seen it before while covering shit for stream. I also stream every single day, so unfortunately, yeah, I saw
Oh well,
that
that's
connection.
No, I mean on Agatha, I didn't pick up on it.
Oh, they showed it. This was the
that? No,
first
that's
time,
because he's Tisms.
and then they showed it several times in the finale. Yeah, they showed
It's
it
so annoying.
several
It's
times.
so
Yeah.
fucking annoying. Why do they have to put that in there? It has nothing to do with this. It's
That's why-
already they've already
Propaganda.
shoved so much propaganda into here. Why do they need even more? Like when is there a limit to how much you should shove in?
Giggity. Once bleeding starts, I think, is the normal rule.
They
But
shoved so much extra in. They gave us an extra episode for no reason. I loved the first Into the Spider-Verse. It was so freaking good. I was hyped for the second one. And then they showed the like trans kids matter or whatever poster she had, which probably is in it very, very, very briefly. And then like his BLM button. Still haven't seen it. I freaking love that first one. So yeah, Spider-Gwen, they're definitely.
You know, I think that the
going
first
for it.
one had some cool concept to it, and it probably should have been a standalone. The second one was all right, but it wasn't as great as some people were saying it was. I just thought it was just sort of passable. And I even forgot what happened in it, and I'm not even looking forward to this next one, which seems to be going through a lot of delays for some reason.
Yeah. Well, animation's tough as well.
No, but there's also some kind of quarrel between those jerk-offs and the studio. Lord and Miller and then the studio. Something there is taking too long. It's longer than it should have taken. Considering how much money they made on these things, something's not right with that production.
Yeah, and that's one they need to get right. Hayden, I also do have another clip for you. It's a little out of date now, Mr. Over 500.
Because if I do it, maybe other people will feel emboldened to stand up to these cry bullies and not just roll over and take their nonsense in silence.
I love it. It's just like
So, where's the ketchup bottle?
Shout out, Hayden, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, I know. I've been needing to get you a Kirsha clip for so freaking long. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
All right. Sadly, no Booba in this next one. Iron Man or a Bullseye? Who picks the villain to? Oh wait, Spider Boy. Wait, why does this say Spider Boy? That's
I don't know.
I'll take Iron Man.
Yeah.
Wait, is it dead? Bullseye, right? Yeah, Bullseye.
But it was
which is
Bullseye
just Deadshot.
in Spider Boy, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, but okay, yeah, I guess that would have to be it. I'm gonna have to go with Iron Man on this one instead of the villain.
Yeah.
What the? Yeah, that's one reason I brought this up is because I thought they were really stupid. Some of them were good, but then it's just like, what? The Hulk or Spider Gwen? Come on. All right, let's see. I think I got. We got one. This one I did a double take on. So we all know that there's Ghost Rider, Nick Cage, and then there is Latino Ghost Rider, and so you know,
Jaime Ray, or yeah, whatever the fuck his name is.
yeah. Oh wait, yeah, no, we don't have it in here because I thought we had it in here, but yeah, obviously he's Latino now, so he always has to be Latino.
So mount up the car,
mount up on the Hell Cycle, and take the mantle of Ghost Rider in the spirit of Marvel Puzzles 11th anniversary coming to close login, blah 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 blah. A 2-star Ghost Rider, Alejandra Jones. It's not only a Latina Ghost Rider, it's a female Latina Ghost Rider.
Oh, come on.
To be fair, it is in Puzzle Quest. They probably have like literally every character that's ever been made at this point.
What is it, Robbie Reyes? I'm trying to think of what the actual dude's name is.
That's so racist of you. I can't believe you just assumed all Latinos' last name's Reyes. But I thought his last name was Reyes too.
Robbie Reyes was the one where he's really Ghost
Still
Driver
racist.
because it was his car. Okay.
Oh wait, yeah, because he was the one in the show, right?
And he was in the show, and he was possibly going to get yeah. But he
like the Shield spinoff or whatever.
Hail and eating steak after, and I hope it is cooked medium rare and not a millimeter over that.
We already showed off your stunning and brave character. Don't you worry, your little giant horn Chad head.
And your number one fan, Abubakar Salim. I can't wait to see your DLC and the new Kinzara Zhao modern update. You'll look really cool. He's got a buff to throwing spears, which is an actual game mechanic.
Oh, we have not. We need to discuss this. Oh my God. So Ryan Roger Athe canceled even by Asmongold for saying Spear Chucker. In the actual Tales of Kinzara game, you have what different abilities it seems like. And one of those abilities for solving puzzles is throwing a spear.
I mean, come on. What?
When we see the stuff, we joke like, "Oh, it's like RRA wrote this." He literally did.
Can you blame him? You literally chucked them. It's a game mechanic.
I like to revow RRA after that.
Yeah. I hope Abubakar. He seems like a cool guy though. So whatever. He keeps showing up to Hypnotic Stream. So. It must be that people maybe have the wrong idea about us, and when they actually watch and hear what we're saying.
However, we do have the right idea about them. I like to keep you guys updated on the independent comic book section. Radical, my year with a socialist senator who, for some reason on their campaign and whatnot, brought a cartoonist with them. And this was the result of a year of following the socialist senator around. The pull quote on the back says, "I learned more from this comic book than I did in 30,000 hours of watching podcasts." These people get their political views from comic books. Sorry. He?
Yes, and I've always said this. I'll say it again. I like Abubakar. I do. I like him as Bayek of Siwa. He's one of the protagonists of Assassin's Creed. I liked him in Raised by Wolves, and I liked him in House of the Dragon. I think he was led astray. I'm well aware that he's one of the founding members of Sweet Baby Inc., and I think Kim Belair and David Bedard sold him a bill of lies. And we see the proof is in the pudding now. So hopefully, if he ever does get to actually develop his game based on the culture that he wants to show, we can explain to him how to do it without being so on the nose. so on the nose and not actually alienate what he's trying to get across. Plus, it seems like he does have a sense of humor now. So he just hung out with the wrong crowd.
People change.
He hung out with the wrong crowd, I think. Yeah, people change. Or he was always like that, and he just didn't realize
he hadn't
he
seen the
backed
light.
the wrong side. Yeah, he backed the wrong side.
Same thing that all you evil members of chat attacked me for, saying that Kim Blair, she didn't have the woke mind virus, would actually be really cool, and we'd be putting her up on our shoulders, parading her around, hitting all the SJWs in the face with "Look at our brave and beautiful woman or female POC," similar to what we do with all the women and gays and trans and dwarfs in our chat. We would love them if they just weren't crazy racists. Also, yeah, I forgot I owed Hayden one. Also, I'm going to find a costume for Grogu. He deserves one.
No, this is great. Oh, this is what they think we do.
It's probably going to fly off every time I kick him, but hey. Chat.
Oh my god.
Thank you for all this support. I could not do this without you. And actually, Gary was showing off his Halloween costume. Check out Gary's Halloween costume here. Just kidding, actually, happy anniversary. These two crazies got married on Halloween. That sounds like them. So congratulations to them. I don't know what anniversary is, but it's probably been many years through many ups and downs. And anyone who can manage to keep marriages going, good on them, because that is tough.
Absolutely.
There,
let us not forget that Gary, with colored hair, moved to San Francisco with his wife, Mel, into the gay neighborhoods. Not lost on us.
Right, let's see. Oh, wait,
shout out. Mel is really cool. Got to meet her in person. Great. Holds the mom of the fellowship, but not really. Don't call her that.
They're like punk rock mom. Of
the punk rock mom.
There we go. Yeah. Oh, hey, he's looking good. I got a little
tinfoil Grogu.
Hold on. He's gonna go Mr. America. No, damn it. All right. What do you guys prefer, America or tinfoil hat?
America, just because I'm a patriot.
America.
You can't.
No, it fell off. Oh shit.
Wait, I can't see. There we go.
All right, back to stream. We're streaming professionals. All right, sorry.
She's Team Edward, Twilight fan. Thank you.
All right, so
watch
here
it on
I'm going
Gary's TV.
I want Badger cheating. All right, we are about to check out the Agatha All Along Rotten Tomatoes score. Badger, give me what you think the Rotten Tomatoes score is.
I think it's 76%.
For critics and for audience.
For the audience, it's 50-something%, and for the critics, it's 76%.
Ooh, Price, you got a guess?
The critics, it's 82%, and the audience, which is only verified people or something like that, that they decide who can say it's good or bad, is like 74.
Oh, for a second I thought you were cheating and already knew the answer. 83 and 82% suck a fat one.
No, I didn't. I was guessing. I thought that it had to be in the 80s. They kept saying how gay they were. It had to be in the 80s.
Okay, the only people reviewing this then are the people that like it, I guess, and are.
Yeah, true. No, it is one of those where no one cares except for the crazy, so not enough people are willing to watch it to downvote it, basically. Yeah, he is very missing. We also have some clips for him as well. I think 2 clips for him. I've been busy. Here, let's see if we can draw him out. Where is he at?
He's just standing there, menacingly. Get out of there, SpongeBob!
So we had to watch 2 episodes. It's finally over. We had to watch 2 that only needed to be 1. They actually finished it, and it was all good, and it was actually a pretty good ending. And they're like, how about we do another episode for some?
It was so frustrating. Is anybody even watching this show? I haven't looked at the ratings recently. Is anybody watching this crap?
I don't even think it's in the ratings.
It was really even the 8 episode, which I thought was the final one. Even that one wasn't great, but then the 9th one, really, that was it. I was so grumpy watching it, just that I even have to watch another episode of it.
Grumpy, you say?
And yeah, I mean, I understand. I think that these Disney shows and all this stuff, they rely too much on going back in time and kind of jumping back and forth with the timelines. They're not Quentin Tarantino. They can't pull this off. I think that if they wanted to do the thing with their kid, they should have just shown that at the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, why did we actually need to see it at the end? Who gives a shit? It's not that kind of show. We're not that invested. Just show whatever happened to her stupid kid, explain it, and stop singing that stupid fucking song over again. Sorry, I apologize. How many times do I have to hear that dumb Witches Road and different people singing it and every time that somebody sings it, there's a ton of auto-tune. It sounds like the most auto-tune ever on anybody that sings this song over and over again.
Shame if someone super chatted those lyrics, forcing us to sing it here. Absolute shame.
Yes,
that was to happen.
It is Halloween Griftacular. Thank you for reminding me. Chat, please. Please.
That's my rant. You say whatever you thought about it. I thought I can't say how much I didn't like it. It's really, I can't say it enough. I mean,
my official statement is, for fuck's sake,
cancel Disney Plus. All right. Yeah.
Yes. Out of 10. I will say one good thing though is, since this is ending unexpectedly, I'm like, oh, there's a couple of crappy movies I still wanted to watch on there. And I watched Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and I got a fantastic clip out of it. But we will be discussing my review of that here in tomorrow, a couple days. I don't remember. So
Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was pretty decent.
I know, I was moderately entertained. 7 out of 10 IGN, good. So thank God we're about to start doing the Agatha review, and I'm real. Thank you, ABF. You are a godsend. You get several kids.
The man himself.
Oh, the one, the only. Is he going to be on any streams tonight? We're going to promote while I kick babies and get Halloween stuff.
Oh, is he going to be on the Badger Spooktacular? The Halloween Spooktacular? Yes, he is going to be on tonight, 7 p.m. PST.
All right, Scooby, I really hope you're still watching, because this one is for you.
Oh my.
Adorable, right? Am I right?
Anyway, I started blasting. Bang! Bang!
Wait, no, we gotta do the new one. I'm so excited. We gotta do it like 3 times.
See it.
Too much happens. Play it again. They didn't see it.
It's a flurry of gifting.
I'm putting my 1750s Massachusetts hat on real quick, according to
All right,
Agatha
can
along.
adamantium go up against a lightsaber? We're gonna find out today. 10,000 steel or 10,000 degree lightsaber versus adamantium,
or lightsaber versus spiked baseball bat. Something just fell off.
That better be a pretty strong baseball bat.
Oh, to be fair, this would definitely beat this plastic piece of crap I already have super glued together. Get down there, Grogu.
Hello.
Bat dog.
What's up, hoodie?
Yeah, what up? Hoodie, just showing off my toys. Oh, actually, I did get a toy today. I got my Robin King. And I might have today the figure I need for here, and then this is fully complete. And I might nerdgasm all over the place. I might be a little late for your stream tonight.
Save it for the stream. No, we're going to have a freaking banger tonight. Hold on.
Should be fun. And it's late enough for me that I can start drinking beer, which is my favorite part.
Oh no, drinking beer and eating a lot of candy is encouraged. So I will just tell you tonight,
I thought
we
about
have
buying
myself,
some candy.
we got Erwin, we got Tech Rat, we got Gooch, we have Niat from Film Comics Explained, we have Moxie Dame, we got Leon, sorry. Who else? ABF, of course. And do you know who might be showing up? Said send him the link. A Mr. Chris Gore. So, my friends, if you don't have anything else to do at 7 p.m. tonight, PST, Heathen time, 10 o'clock, the Lord's time, we gonna be having some fun.
Yeah, I know. I got a busy. Yeah, once you told me that, and I started realizing, I'm like, all right, I got 2 movies I need to watch. I'm like, all right, I'm not working on Rambo at all. Yeah, I kind of like this. Like,
we take the time of the year.
doing things for like a holiday and whatnot.
Yeah, it's fun. I never got to celebrate much as a kid for various reasons, so it's fun doing the shit when you can.
It's nice having internet friends for Halloween.
Yeah.
Friends are nice. Price, thanks for being our friend in your Dracula costume. Honestly,
Of course.
Yeah.
I think you're in the running, but so far I'm putting Badger as the current costume winner. Oh yeah, and also for anyone wondering, open bars for whatever reason starting an hour late, so we're gonna probably just keep going. All the way?
Let's shoot the breeze, man.
Badger, are you able to go that long?
Yeah, I guess I go
All
ahead.
right, excellent. Because I need to know how quickly to blast through Agatha episode 8 and 9.
It was an impromptu. It was an impromptu Bly. I wasn't gonna do it, but then
Bly.
Gooch
It
didn't want to do
doesn't-
Uzumaki, so we're here. We're having fun.
We all know no matter what time it's at, you're gonna somehow still manage to be there.
You guys are insane. I love you for it.
All right. Agatha episode 8 starts off with, dang it, the Asian one is alive again. Oh wait, she's dead and Aubrey is here to get her. Don't hate Aubrey as death ... yet. She's very, just like the rest of the show, it's very up and down in quality, and her death is very up and down in quality. You guys got any opinions on Aubrey's death?
I should like it and be super turned on and be like death me mommy type shit, and she's just not. She just seems like crazy ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, instead of like the living embodiment of like a primal universal force.
No, she's a lesbian stalker ex-girlfriend that's sad that she found heteronormative love in a male son.
Right.
Is that the impression you got too?
No, it's also
Matriarchal
that. But I
woman.
will say that I think that Aubrey Plaza, if she was given different material to work with, I think she could have done a better job. I think that part of the reason why she's not good in this is because she was given something stupid to do. I don't like the idea of death as a romantic interest for Agatha. Not only that, they never really, how do they become a couple, really? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's things here that don't make any logical sense. I know it's an imaginary thing, but within the logic of whatever we're watching of this universe, it still doesn't really make sense. And it just feels more like somebody wanted to peddle an agenda, like we always say, and not because it really made sense with the story. Make her death, make her this interesting character, focus on that. Why does she also have to be a romantic interest for Agatha?
Yeah, it's sad that I can answer that question for you. So the whole thing, and like, remember in the comics how Nerwin said this, how Thanos starts killing essentially to make death like him. Agatha can't help but kill witches when she takes their power. That drew the attention of death, as if Agatha was like tributing to her. And
yeah,
so
that's what we find out, is that they had a bit of a deal, and she was going to kill the witches within her coven for her. And she's like, "Oh, well, is there a twist?" She was hiding.
Oh, well, and I'd like to announce the new show that Price and I are doing. Nerd Wars After Show.
Would it be a professional stream if my keyboard didn't slip and I hit the button that made me back out?
The Price and Badger show.
Yeah.
All right. I learned my lesson. I will never do it again. So hey, it's about the lessons we learn, not making fun of me for fucking up. All right, so
I didn't ask you, by the way, if you wanted to leave or you hit the back button, because if you hit leave
I
studio
think
now,
I
it
hit
has
back.
to. Okay,
This stupid thing slid on my leg, and I think I saved it by hitting backspace. Which, if anyone doesn't know, is the hotkey for going back on a web page.
Botha, better slippery than sticky. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so Lady Plaza shows some skin and fills out some leather pants. So far, loving her performance, but as we already discussed, that didn't last too long.
It was the leather pants for me.
Agatha made a deal with death, promising her the witches would die, but then she hid Billy from death. Dialogue implies that Agatha sold her kid to death for the Darkhold. And then they do a whole 20 minutes about it, and we never see her get anything as part of the deal.
Because spoiler, we find out that she didn't, and then Death even, I think it's Death that says, "Why do you let them believe those things about you?" As Erwin dies, he's got the sickness that her son Nicholas ended up having. Yeah, so the whole thing is that no, Agatha's sort of the victim all along, even though she's totally a serial killer. For witches, at least.
Yes, we will most certainly be getting to that point, which is funny because I am currently also researching Rambo and his serial killing in First Blood. The book.
The price of Badger is high, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, speaking of high prices, we are $75 away and we'll watch another scary movie, which Nightmare on Elm Street is only being exorcised by 2%. So it's anybody's race, but if we hit that 500, we'll do a new poll. And I got Friday the 13th, Shining, Halloween, Silence of the Lambs on that bad boy. All right, so actually, so in that conversation, there was actually a little bit of subtlety. I actually had to think, oh, what are they talking about? Oh, that and that. I'm like, oh, some subtlety. Nice. And there's actually a little bit of good acting. And then I prepare for the next bit to be hyper cringe. Because whenever we get a good moment in this, it's usually preceded and almost always followed by terrible crap that just takes away any good that just happened.
Undoes every bit of goodwill.
And that's when it cuts to Billy and the black lesbian. We can't have nice things, guys.
Oh, her name is Jennifer.
Yes, Jen.
It's the one name I actually remember.
Yes. Lilia. Wait. Death is Rio.
Rio Vidal.
Yeah, that's it. That's where it ends. Asian one was Alice. But none of you racists
maybe
do
between
that.
two of us, we make one human that could actually remember this shit. No.
And then the gardener. She calls her the gardener. Whoever the old
Jose.
lady neighbor who randomly dies at the beginning. That 70s mom. That's what I called her.
Yes.
Goes back to the actual actors who forgot how to act. That's how it goes. Wait, Price, did you have any thoughts?
I did have a thought that I wanted to ask you, and I didn't know if I was imagining it. Did you notice that, again, in episode 8, they only showed flashbacks of Aubrey Plaza, and at one point, it's as if you see her, but you don't see her face. It's almost like a stand-in. Now, the reason for this is because they didn't want to pay her for another episode, which I keep saying, and people think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you that they keep finding ways. They only had X amount of episodes with her because of financial decisions.
Cheapest show they've made, guys. Isn't that great? Yeah. So, yeah, no, they keep bragging about it.
Right. So they really did that. Did you notice how they didn't show her really in episode 8?
Yeah, it
a lot
makes
of
sense.
hooded and
even what they did show, it was all like CG'd up, so it might not even actually have been her there either.
I feel like I've actually been exposed to this, with my business dealings. If you don't see the person inside the episode, unless it's sometimes a flashback, when actors sign a contract to be in an episode of TV, there's usually a clause that later they can use this as a flashback, the show, without paying them again. So if you notice in that part in the episode, you see a few scenes from earlier episodes being recycled, and then you see what you said, the CG thing, where you don't really see a face, and she's just kind of there. And I feel like they just didn't want to pay her for that episode.
It's a little glimpse into what they're going to be doing with AI, essentially. And
Yeah,
so
it could be totally AI, but
somewhere out there, Zachary Levi is screaming at the.
Yeah, we actually have. If you didn't see this, Hollywood Reporter, Russo Brothers production company hires AI expert to enrich creative process, and they just hired this guy who's all about like AI and language models and like machine learning and stuff like that. So the Russos, who are in charge of basically the MCU now, are just hired someone to do all their AI to enrich the creative process.
I mean, I could imagine this if it did basic bitch shit like script updates, margin lines,
and that's what it is.
Art,
but in
storyboards.
the future, it's going to become what like Price is saying is when you want to have a character in, but without paying them, then instead of just having to show like their back, they're going to start AI in their
Well, that's
asses
when you
in.
get Robert Downey Jr. saying that he'll be suing anyone that does that in perpetuity, even when he's dead.
But that's the thing is, I feel like the studios are going to win this battle because I mean, the actors need the studios. All right, back to the hot garbage. They forgot how to act, and they get all convoluted with their plot reasoning, eventually landing on Death needs to kill Billy without him reincarnating. Now we got reincarnation rules they don't explain, so he needs to give himself up to death willingly.
How? Okay, I still don't, because who the fuck is Billy? They were never real, but they make it seem like Wanda somehow summoned their fucking real spirits from another ethereal plane into her creation, so they're real, but they're from somewhere else.
But
I don't know.
Death counts them like as alive. She wants that balance, so they're like real enough for Death. Who knows? Price, do you know?
No, none of this makes sense to me. And I kept watching and then thinking, is there something that I'm stupid and I don't understand, or is this just this whole show doesn't make any sense?
There was one scene I rewinded 5 times to finally figure out what was going on, and it was something really stupid. And I was like, it was so stupid I couldn't figure out how they got to. Well, we're getting there. We got a lot of stupid before we get to it.
Super messy, Jesus, and I do appreciate that ghost face. Look at you.
Oh yeah, looking good. So they all conspiracize now. Agatha and Death. I give you Billy, you let me go. And then the writers attempt to get sympathy for Agatha because, oh no, her ex-girlfriend Death was mean to her, which reminded me of Sauron complaining about more goth being mean to him vibes, where they try to humanize the absolute, like, most worst, horriblest Satan-adjacent monster.
There's totally not going to be a montage of me killing 5 women at a time to different music, but I'm a victim. I'm a victim. Totally a victim here. I did it for the good reasons. Oh, sure, we can raid Jay if he's still going. Sure, when we're done.
All right, let's see. Lady, it ends with some bad acting that was carried by the score. Yeah, there's a lot of times where I'm like, oh, this is kind of good, but then I'm like, wait, no, this acting's really bad. They're just emotionally manipulating me with the music.
Catherine Hahn had some moments, and I realize I am biased because I like Catherine Hahn and Wood still. That's fine. That being said, I thought she had a couple of moments of like, oh, there was something there.
Oh yeah, no, I take note of them all. There were several moments I enjoyed. I didn't really enjoy when Lady Plaza rips open the set and pulls a full-blown She-Hulk and just walks off of the
Anyone
set.
read or watch his Dark Materials?
I know, the subtle knife. She pulls a subtle knife.
Subtle knife. We can cut through reality.
I cut you, Ente.
Okay. All right. We're just stealing shit now.
Yeah, I cut you, Ente. Yeah, I could have probably done without that a little bit.
It makes me think that obviously this death is not death. Do you know what I'm saying? They need a fucking knife to cut through reality.
But like, look, she's got
the
bottom
skull.
half was
a skull.
It's got
I
the
know.
skull, though,
So it's like death in name only type of thing. How was even for a little bit able to fight her? I know eventually she says we can't fight. I'm just saying, I don't know, man.
My thoughts are what we were saying, that they could have had either a love interest for Agatha or Death, and instead they wanted both in one character. And along with a lot of other things that don't make sense about this show, this is sort of like the icing on the cake.
Yes, but as long as that icing on a cake's dress is open, like right here, I'm fine. I can live with that. But they didn't give us that.
You know what? I'm going to say that the only surprise I had in the show was that I can't remember, Lilia, whatever her name was. I think that the actress in that final episode of hers gave a pretty good performance. Even the idea of her sort of going back and forth in time and living her life out of order, I thought that was kind of interesting. But aside from that and her performance, which kind of, I thought that was a step above a lot of the other performances here. She really tried. It's not enough to make this show interesting.
There were so many, because they did the whole time travel thing, and they actually did the work of setting stuff up. We got a big twist coming at the end, and they actually did some work setting it up. But there's so many terrible parts, so many cringe parts, that it doesn't matter how well scripted it was. From like, they knew where they were going and were able to put in a bunch of little things to set it all up. So when they did the little twist at the end, they could see, look, we told you guys. And that would be good if the rest weren't so fucking bad.
they had their, like what we were saying before, the planting and payoff, and they actually did some of that, but which is more than a lot of other Disney shows. But at the same time, it still isn't enough. This whole idea, this whole thing of them on the road for the whole time and going from place to place every week, I just there's something that feels very cheap, very contrived and cheap and gimmicky and dumb about this show.
Cheap, gimmicky? What if I told you the road was all made up in your mind? It was all just a big coma dream,
right?
Price.
So when he said that, I said, so why have I been sitting and watching this crap for weeks now? If it was all in your stupid head, you fucking idiot.
Oh, spoiler alert. Gee, spoiler alert. We're getting to it, Price.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's
how dare you spoil
You're really
Agatha?
ruining it for everyone.
I'm not. You know what? I'm helping people. I'm helping them, because if I just said that and it'll keep somebody from wasting 8-9 hours of their time watching this crap, I've done them a favor. I've given you a gift. I've given you 9 hours.
I've tried to get him to watch. Yeah, Arrival's great.
I have seen. Was a little. It got people were blown. I didn't think it was as good as everyone was saying, but I mean, I like me some aliens and such. All right, so they allegedly end back at the start where their shoes are. And then they react to it with some atrocious acting. Teen calls the road cis-normative heteropatriarchy. Doesn't actually. And he is done respecting it. So he puts his boots on, and then they end up in a sci-fi morgue with the other two. So they weren't at the beginning. They weren't another trial, guys. Shut up. Black Witch appears and is freaking out in the body bag. Teen wants to help her, but Agatha says, don't steal her struggle. Don't steal her struggle.
Someone gets their agency back.
So
it's very powerful.
Well, we talked about how all these women want to act out how oppressed they are because they aren't oppressed. They have it like too easy, and they just want to feel like victims. Don't steal her struggle. Sums it all up, and we thought this was gonna be super girl power feminism, but like. Every time they're doing a girl power feminism thing, usually it's Agatha being really sarcastic and like a bee about it. So all of the girl power stuff, they're actually like bad mouthing it. And then we get to the end where Agatha is just a serial killer, been murdering all these switches. It's honestly more anti-girl power than girl power. Or am I crazy, Badger?
When do you want to get to the reveal of what exactly the witches wrote was and where that fucking song comes from?
Oh, okay. Well, here, yeah, we'll hurry up to it then, because yeah, we're still at the final trial. Wait, no, this was supposed to be the second to last trial.
Because did we get to Jennifer unbinding?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're getting there. That's very soon. They didn't do their final trial because they even said there's one more trial after this, and they never did the final trial. Because they found out it was all made up. Oh my God. They never did the final trial. Oh my God. All right. Sorry.
BetterHelp.com.
All right. So they're in a morgue or something, and they're on their final one. Is nature magic? Yes. Don't steal her struggle. The black woman immediately realizes that their lights are all grow lights. I wonder what she's been growing. The next part was so convoluted that I rewinded it 5 times to figure it out. Okay, so Black Witch says something about being in Boston, and Agatha's like, I didn't know you ever passed through there. So and then they realized, okay, Agatha's the one who stole her magic, but I couldn't figure out how they got to that leap. I had to watch it 5 times. I watched it like twice and I didn't quite understand. I'm like, that's fine. It bugged me so much. I watched it a 3rd time, still didn't understand. 4th time, still didn't understand it. And finally, I'm like, I have to understand this. I watched like the 2 minutes all over again. And it's just because she randomly happens to mention Boston, that they make the link. So it has nothing to do with anything before. It's straight up a someone randomly says Martha moment. It took me 5 attempts to figure it out because it was so stupid. I didn't. And the patriarchy really shelled out to shush a lady. It was bind or burn. So she did end up mentioning patriarchy. And then they do the unbinding spell where she says, you hold nothing. You hold nothing 15 times. And she convulses.
A black woman judgmentally and with all the collected anger of an entire race of people yelling at a privileged white woman, you have nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, and the fact that the white woman put her in chains kind of thing.
The allegory is not lost on us, Bryce. I don't think we read into it incorrectly. They knew what they were doing.
Right.
It was a pretty good emotional moment with some actual acting, except for all those things Badger just said.
Right. She's like, for 100 years, you privileged white women kept me in chains, and I'm like, shit. Like, I don't know. That was it. It was already bad enough that I have to watch that show, but when that part came up, I'm just like, I was thinking of you. I said to myself, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be watching this.
She runs. You're welcome. She runs. Her like new age shop is like made off of tricking progressive white women like into giving her money. So she fuck. And I believe we have a clip for that as soon as I find it.
He's just standing there menacingly. Get out of there, SpongeBob!
Shout out to Beaker. I played that at the worst moment.
No, that's us there being for him. Get well soon, brother. Glad we're here to assuage some boredom.
Oh, you're sadistic! Stop it!
Thank you, Shake. All right. I think everyone who needs clips has clips, but
Good point,
at
Shake.
some point
Yeah.
I'll have to make more.
I agree with Shake.
So, yes, completely. All right, so
Yeah.
you hold nothing. You hold nothing. Let's see. Black Witch got what she wanted, so all of a sudden she's gone. Didn't make any sense at the time, but I'm like, she's gone. I don't need a reason. Get her out of here.
She had her pink
All right.
magic back.
Agatha tells Teen what's going on, and they try to locate Tommy by guided meditation. I want to hate the scene, but it's kind of okay. They did a lot of like spinning the camera around in a circle around the actors. Then the kids drown a boy, and he's found a body for Tommy. But then he questions the ethics around it, and then that makes him teleport away. And I don't understand why, and I did not argue with it one bit.
By the way, Bill,
Yeah,
they didn't
literally
erase her. They emancipated her. She's free.
And at the end she crawls up out of the ground and into the
Crawls
light.
under and flies away like a bird. I'm like a bird. Only fly away.
There
That's
are
what she did.
several hover flying moments throughout this series, and all of them the CG is so bad.
You can't help but just laugh and fall into the insanity of it.
Guided meditation, I hate it. Kids drowning, teleports. Catherine wanders back and forth between excellent and cringe acting as she gets emotional over her dead son, despite her being the one who sacrificed him. That's what gets, and she's a serial killer.
But she didn't sacrifice him, right? She didn't. We talked about it
For
sort
the
of. It's
Darkhold,
thing that gets
though.
revealed. I'm not. No, that is all a lie.
Oh, that's
That
all.
as we find out.
That's the
Darkholds
why
are
did you let them
after.
believe that?
Yes. No, we find I'm saying, there's some actual pathos and story there, and it's completely fucked up by bumbling actions and messaging. But
that could actually be pretty good, which is why they chose not to do it, because they hate us.
Because they're idiots. I don't. Yeah, you find out in that last episode. But yeah, no, she is the victim, even though she's doing a bunch of horrible shit to cope with what life gave her.
And she cries her little.
Of course, she's the
crocodile
victim, because every bad person has to have, especially if they're a woman, has to have some kind of reason for why they became bad.
Yeah, like kinda, but not really. Kind of.
Well,
but not
she
really.
was part. She did the kind of more patriarchy standard thing and had a kid, but that didn't work out so well for her because when you get a kid, bad things happen,
Fate.
and then
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's not as obvious as the putting in the black lady in chains or whatever, but I still felt that somehow there was some kind of underlying propaganda thing here too.
She's the victim, not the victim, the way Anakin Skywalker was the victim, not the victim. I was just doing it to save Padme. I was just doing it to save my son. Well, you did some pretty horrible shit to save the person you love, so at the expense of everyone else. So thus you're not the victim anymore, you're the perpetrator.
Right, but at least Anakin, until that moment, was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
He did some cool shit
Correct.
until that moment.
And you could also make the argument that he believed a little bit. She knew what she was fucking doing the whole time.
Yeah, she was just a selfish bitch. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Fuck her, Price.
you
Let's
should
take
be.
her out and beat the shit out of her. No, sorry. Catherine, I
dare
love you. Talk about the character, not you.
All right, so we have to feel bad for the bad guy. So she gets a little crocodile tear out, puts on this little seed and plants it, and then she passes the test. The ceiling collapses, and then she goes out into some very strong blue-green color grading magic. It was so dark and blue. Holy crap!
It's pretty painful.
And Catherine and Lady Plaza forget how to act again. Awesome. Aubrey does hit her with a bunch of broken glass and slices her Achilles tendon, though.
I saw the warning said intense violence, and I was like, well, what do they think is going to be intense violence?
All right,
violent.
100% rooting for Death right now. So we've been talking about how the only person I have to root for is like Death. Can 100% confirm I was rooting for Death. And if someone has you rooting for the personification of Death instead of your main character, the writer fucked up. I think that's pretty fair.
Brought up. Can we get to?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So then Billy comes floating down with full Wiccan powers and costume, and I realized the writers definitely fucked up. It's so cringe that the writers have Agatha say, "You look good." He looks so terrible, they have to have a character say, "You look so good. You look fabulous." I believe we have that. Could you please read that for me, Badger?
And because Red French Moon, before we ever streaming, this is exactly what we were going for 2. I must say, guys, you're fun to hang out with. Pumpkin. Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Friends was supposed to be the goal.
See, I almost have the clip pulled up. One moment, please.
You got it. We only have 170 of them.
I deleted one of the Seinfeld clips.
And I say this with an unblemished record of staunch heterosexuality. Absolutely. It's fabulous.
So Agatha said the last part. She definitely did not say the first part. So you look good. And then Captain Queer responds, you don't, you progressive white cat lady. And blah, blah, blah. He ectoplasms all over her chest as she climaxes. Wish I was kidding.
He willingly, this is the scene where someone willfully makes a vampire drink their blood in order to heal themselves. Because we find out that Agatha can't help but take people's powers, and it's ambiguous whether or not she can control stopping it or not. Thus, she kills people. But yeah, gives her the powers. And she cackles like a fucking see you next Tuesday as she gets all her powers and transforms.
And she sings that stupid
Agatha
witch, the road thing. How many times? How many times did that song play? It wouldn't stop.
In the 9th one, definitely a lot when you find out it's etymology, like where it actually came from.
Right. And then they don't leave you alone with it. And then when the credits roll at the end, I stayed because I thought there would be like a post-credit scene, but instead they just kept playing the song over and over again.
So we're going to show you what the piece de resistance of the
All right, so we got
ultimate episode was. But yeah, Price isn't kidding. They sing that song probably 10 times, 5 times of him as they're deciding what the song is going to be.
To see the origin story of the freaking song.
Yeah. I hope you were excited.
So we're at, the thing we're most excited about, the Agatha and Death fight. And it was, and then Agatha realizes she can't defeat Death and is willing, she's willing to be the one who dies. And we finally get that character development, actually kind of good. So Teen, he stands up and says, take me. And it's like, you stupid she just did the character development. You're ruining it. And then Agatha says, yeah, take this dumbass. And I'm like, yeah, good, idiot. Lamau idiot was my note. He telepaths asking if this is how her son died, which was actually like a damn, all right, that was pretty good moment. And then Agatha has actual character development, goes up and Badger, what does she do? She goes up and kisses Death and we get a little makeout scene. I didn't realize it was a video.
See the death? Oh, it's a video. And see the death going across it because it's killing her.
There's
a noble sacrifice.
Yeah.
I should be fapping to this. There's no fappage. There's no fappage. It's not even moving. It's becoming an anti-penis. It's gone inside.
And in an episode like 2, Aubrey had said something like, why don't you take my power? And she was like, oh no, that would kill me. That was one of the hints that she was Death. And so she takes it. So she's the one who dies because she finally had some character development. And then it would have been really good, but they give us a 9th episode and they ruin her sacrifice.
Sister. Ooh. Okay. It's a good show, by the way. Sister. Yeah.
So it was another scene that was like pretty good. The acting, dialogue, music, cinematography, some tone, there's emotional impact, proving that they choose to torture us with all the cringe, presumably to harvest our nerd rage for some sort of black magic ritual.
There is a good show in here. Somewhere in this, if you were to fucking swipe away all the ideology, there is a through line story of Agatha and Death and the kid. And somewhere in there is, but they did not succeed in telling it at all.
Yeah. Well, and they did succeed in telling a story. And then they decided we needed another episode for some reason and ruined the ending of their story. So Billy gets in his car and drives home to the suburbs. And I'm wondering, why are we getting another episode? Billy starts noticing all the stuff in his room was connected to the road. And he starts having flashbacks of all the stuff, showing that they did actually set all this stuff up from the beginning. And Badger, you're so out of focus right now.
Oh, God.
So kudos to them. It could have been it could have been good if all the cringe didn't outweigh it. And speaking of which, that's when we get the Trans Life Matter flag pops up. And Billy realizes that he constructed the road with his magics literally right off your vision board.
Like Scarlet did with Westview.
And then someone comes up behind him and says, boo. and then the show should be over. You had that little, oh, who said boo? It sounded like Agatha, and boo, like, is she a ghost or something like that? So you have a little bit of a wonder, and actually a pretty good ending. But no, we had another episode that we are just going to freaking fly past because it was.
Oddly enough, the flashback episode that probably should have happened 4 episodes ago, where we flash back to a young, pregnant Agatha, escaping in the woods. She tries to give birth standing up, realizes she's not going to be able to, and something is wrong. And that's when she sees Aubrey standing there looking at her. No, not the sun. Give me time. And so she gets time, an undetermined amount of time. She delivers the baby, and we catch up to them on the road. But basically, they're con artists, essentially.
Most importantly, Agatha finds a group of lesbian POCs who are nice enough to invite her in and help her. So she steals all their powers and kills them. And this gets into how can we root for your main character when they have that sort of a moral compass?
Yeah. So she basically just goes around with her kid, taking any witches' lives that she finds, taking their powers.
They should have started with it. They should have started with that, and maybe at best give her a redemption arc. She's awful. She's an awful person, but she had the kid, and you kind of understand why she did it. And then the show starts with her gathering a new coven, and you're thinking she's going to kill them all and take their power. But at the end, what ends up happening is because of the little twerp, it somehow becomes real, and she doesn't really understand what's happening. And we followed that story thread. I would have preferred that than reaching the end of the show and then having to watch that crap for an hour.
Well, I keep in mind the whole reframing of her history is that she gave up her son for the Darkhold. We now know that's not true. So
he just had a case of coughs.
I made the connection that I don't think Erwin did, but it was that every time they took power, that is death. That is a sacrifice to death, thus prolonging the boy's life. And in the episode, the one time the boy doesn't go through with the act and lets the witches get away, we can kill witches tomorrow, mommy. That is the night that death comes for him.
And then after she killed her son, she fell in love with her.
They were already in love previously, that's what she said. No, my love. When they first, that's clearly she went off and was unfaithful. And well,
she can't kiss death without
also,
dying.
A lot of dumb things here.
Anything about scissoring?
Really, and there is
serial
some
killer
propaganda. Team. There's some propaganda here. She was in I know I sound like an idiot. I sound like a tinfoil hat idiot, but I will say she was in a relationship with a woman, and then she, I guess, cheated on her because she suddenly had a baby, which I assume the woman couldn't give her, and then she had to be punished for that. Because how dare she conform to the regular relationships of society? And then she had a boy, no less, but that boy needed to go. You know what I mean?
And the boy was shockingly not pussified.
Right.
Yeah. No, you're not off base on that.
He did steal from that black woman, though, who chased after him through the middle of town.
We should just point out that there was still slavery. Maybe they were in New England or New York where it was outlawed, but it's still, they were not first-class citizens. So they just have all the ethnicities. There were no class differences.
They're all living in the same town. Like every ethnicity is just hanging out. And then
just
when she brings them into the forest and tricks them, that part really got to me, that there's more black women that she brought into the forest. And I just thought to myself, this is too much. We already had the black woman in the future. This is just them being jerks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
for the finale. When you just had a finale right before.
Oh, shit. You're right. She learned that you can create life using magic. And so she chanted the power.
I thought about that for a second.
Many.
There was a line that made me think if that's what happened. But no, what she's saying is she created life without any magic.
But then Death said that this is an abomination because it throws the force out of balance, and so that she must take it.
That is why. Oh my god, yes. Or she created the life, but now it's got some weird disease, or he's gonna die, or whatever. And okay, yeah.
I feel like the Acolyte people and the Agatha All Along creative team, they sat in the same cafeteria and traded notes or something.
No, coffee shop.
Could it be that they're all just batshit crazy with the same ideology, and so they have a lot of?
It's possible. It's sometimes there's something that gets popular within these little clique Hollywood groups, and I guess now these days, witches being an allegory for LGBT and how the patriarchy is awful. I guess that's the all the rage.
Yeah. course.
Yeah, mutants. Yes.
Harry Potter made witches and wizards cool and straight and heteronormative, and now they're taking them. They're taking the witches back.
They got to take them.
So we're 22 minutes in, and we finally get back to Billy realizing he created the road. We got 22 minutes of backstory for no freaking reason whatsoever. And it was Ghost Agatha behind him yelling boo.
Who
She
now
tries
has
to
all silver hair.
Yeah, yes. And she's see-through. That's how you know she's a ghost. She tries to
makeup.
slap him. Yes, of course, forced makeup. Tries to slap him, but can't. I did support that. And then we get a bunch more of the Trans Life Matter flag. Billy realizes that he's responsible for all the dead witches. Lamau, idiot. Black bitch crawls out of the ground, then flies off into the sky. Billy goes down to the basement to where the door to the road is at and does a ritual to banish Agatha. She admits she doesn't want to die because she can't face her son, so that's a kind of a cool moment. So Billy decides to let her be his ghost mentor. He closes the door to the road, leaving a plaque with the names of the dead lesbians he killed, and then says one door closes, another opens, and Agatha says, let's find Tommy. They're teamed up. Oh my fucking God, thank God it's over.
Find Tommy where he doesn't fucking exist.
Doesn't exist. You literally tell them that. So there was absolutely no reason to have an episode 9 because there's no season 2. So they didn't need to team up. The ending was good enough at 8. No one cared about him stealing the road. I assumed the interest had already closed up. And it ruins Agatha's sacrifice, showing that she was a total serial killer and everything was all fake. She already knew all this crap.
So between a Jessica Gao and She-Hulk, who basically just did her whole series to troll us and there's no redeeming quality, but at least you could laugh at it. This Jack Schaefer is an insufferable see you next Tuesday who basically said she ignored lore and wouldn't do anything that was against her values. There's something in here. She's more competent than Jessica, but
yes, she's more competent than her slightly. I agree.
Slightly, but not much. There's a low bar.
Yes.
It's a very low bar. Speaking of
Riku.
high bars.
Well, that's a palate cleanser.
We have good news. My girlfriend of the show, Sydney Sweeney, after anyone but you, Sydney Sweeney nabs big pay raise on next movies. Now she's one of the highest paid actresses in Hollywood.
Did you see that she did Madam Web to convince Sony to greenlight anyone but you, and anyone but you made $120 million more?
Yeah, off of a $25 million budget. Yep.
Well, she proved her point. I still say
She's
that
got more than tits and ass. She does.
I still say that if Madam Web had her looking hot, like some kind of spider girl, whatever you want to call it, looking hot,
skin tight leather spider girl,
right? Put it on the poster. Sydney Sweeney looking super hot, and just write like Madam Web. Put like Dakota Johnson in the background, kind of breathing over her shoulder. Put Sydney Sweeney center stage. Even if the movie would have been crap, I think just out of curiosity, a few people would have gone to see it.
Yeah, she seems super based and actually fun, and like she knows shit. I could probably fucking change oil in the car. I can't. Good for her. She knows a whole bunch of car stuff. I've seen the videos for science purposes.
Of course.
Haven't we all?
She looks good when she's on a boat too.
Yeah, she looks good.
Correct.
She looks good.
And even on the beach.
She's turning out to be like the female Henry Cavill. If she fucking has a computer building stream, I'm gonna lose it.
That'll like break the internet if she has that.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would.
All right, looks like we got about 20 more minutes to go. We are like 62 and a half away from getting another movie up there. The Exorcist just went up is 34% to Nightmares 33%. It just now took the lead. You want me to watch Nightmare instead of Exorcist? You let that poll know. All right.
Yeah, otherwise you're going to be seeing a little girl puke up pea soup.
Nightmare on Elm Street is fun. Wait, you've never watched Nightmare on Elm Street?
Poor, adorable, little innocent Price has
Sweet
no
summer
idea
child.
how many movies I haven't seen, Badger.
No, but Nightmare on Elm Street, that's like a classic. You have to watch that one.
All of them are classics. None of them I have seen.
No,
That's
but that
why they're
one's
up there,
fun.
Price.
That one's. I think that it's more fun. It's more. I kind of picked up that you like to watch things that are fun.
That's why I originally chose.
Can we tell him some of the movies that you hadn't seen before we started streaming together?
Alien, Predator,
Rocky, Back
Die
to the
Hard.
Future, any of the,
come on, man!
Come on,
Still
no,
wish
no,
I
no,
take a
no,
break and go watch the movies. You
Stop
can't
it.
go watch those.
I have.
Because he was
My
busy in the
my
political
chat
realm.
My chat was kind enough to pay me for that to watch.
He was busy in the political
How
realm. and
busy
so he
was he in
ignored a lot of
politics? Politics is just like, it's
well,
kind
now
of
we know
news.
that. Yeah, so he's caught up. He's caught up a lot.
When I went to Blockbuster, I was there for the video game section.
That's fair enough.
Yes. Oh, he's seen True Lies. Very uncomfortable by
Yes.
the non-consent of the dancing scene because she thinks it's a grapey thing. He doesn't know his husband doesn't like that scene.
No, that was like a small part. My whole thing was that whole middle part, her cheating thing needed to just be taken out of the movie.
It's all right, that movie, but did you see Terminator 1 at least?
And 2, yes. See, no, that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. Now I have seen them, but I don't
he's
really
seen
care.
a lot of them,
I don't really care for like gangster movies, so I hadn't seen a lot of those. There's a lot of the
Have you
drama
watched
stuff
The
I don't really care
Godfather?
for.
Have you watched The
Yes,
Godfather?
and 2.
And
Yes,
Casino.
correct. 2 now. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
But like horror movies, I'm not really into horror movies. That's why I have so many classics I need to see and why we're doing them
No,
all.
but
I
Nightmare
did
on Elm
this
Street
for my
Nightmare
nephew
on
and
Elm Street
niece.
is cool.
I did this for my nephew and niece where you have to make them watch all the seminal things that made us us. I just applied all of that to Erwin. What did I show a new human that had never seen shit?
Well, see how like annoyed you got by hearing that? That's what my chat did. And I said, money, please. And they said, please, God, go watch this. You are triggering us too
It's
hard.
the best script ever, and no regrets because it hurt me to hear he hadn't seen some of those movies.
You can be like those ladies. You know how sometimes you have ladies that have a channel, they're like, this is my first time watching Superman or something like that. You can be that lady channel.
Shout out to Rob Squad and some of the other ones I used to watch.
First time watching Alien versus Predator.
Right, but usually those channels at least have ladies that look nice, so there's kind of the advantage of, you kind of enjoy that aspect of watching the videos. And in your case, I wouldn't have that same aspect.
I'm not as pretty, at least not with this wig on.
But maybe there's women that would like to hear your views.
Yeah, Scooby and Sonia, they like hearing my views.
Yeah, I mean, he's no 37% female audience. No, not Baby Grogu. It's violence against animals.
So, Badger, you know how it seems like every day we're bringing up a news story about how the mainstream entertainment media is having to admit that Hollywood is absolutely doomed because of lockdowns and going on strike right after? Well, we got another one. What's Hollywood without cameras rolling? Gavin Newsom's plan to save Hollywood may need more to halt Exodus. So
Everyone's left.
Yeah, originally it was, oh no, we all hate Trump, but we love Trump's tax cuts and his deregulation and his letting us keep more overseas money. But also we're crazy people who have like zero survival instinct. So we're still going to push Kamala 2024 so hard. So instead of having to beg Papa Trump to give them tax cuts, now they're saying, God Emperor Gavin Newsom, give us tax cuts.
I'm going to need you to call him Gavin Newscum. Gavin Newscum, what a
Gavin
loser.
Newscum.
What a not a nice guy. This is a guy that's a lizard man on the inside.
So, the people who constantly complain and say that we need more taxes on the rich are currently, through their fascistic relationship with the governor, demanding tax cuts for the rich. Weird how that works. They want tax cuts for them, but not tax cuts for us.
It's all about tariffs.
I'm all for
I actually
Careful,
too, after it was explained to me quite brilliantly.
Beautiful tariffs.
Beautiful tariffs.
So they're wanting to make the change where they can write off up to $750 million, which is Georgia has unlimited, but besides Georgia, that is the highest. So would be better than the UK and Canada. So if they want to keep Hollywood in Hollywood, this is good. But also it's Hollywood saying tax cut, please, and it's like no, go screw
Because even
yourself.
if you give them tax cuts, they're going to be spending money in all of the stupid COVID shit that we still have here that they have to pay for. All of the homeless, which you have to pay for extra security to move them from any site and keep them from wandering in. All of the extra requirements for, I just don't see it happening. On top of an already reduced filming window.
Yeah, and that's what this article is about, is that it's not enough. Yeah, let's see. Plan may need more to halt Exodus. So it's like, all right, well, Daddy Newsom's giving us our tax cut. We're going to need more, because they do need more. Because like you said, it's a lot more than just that. Plus, it's like, it doesn't matter how much the tax cuts are. If you lose a bunch of money in the box office, who cares about how much money you save with the tax? They're still losing money, even if you're saving money in taxes.
Apparently Beardo does a really good RFK voice. RFK is weird because you have to be loud and quiet at the same time. If you modulate your voice to go like, because he loses it and drops it, it's yeah. I'll work on it.
Yeah, you need like metal singer like throat coat or whatever it is if you're doing
rough,
RFK.
dude. It's some like even the Mark Hamill Joker. I can't talk like that for very long before you start hurting yourself.
All right, so we knew this was coming. A lot of the conservative people on Twitter were saying that they'd been hit up by the New York Times. The article dropped. Election falsehoods take off on YouTube as it looks the other way. And you'll never believe this. This is New York Times being jealous of YouTubers trying to get them demonetized.
Well,
right before an election.
I think we know the reason for that now is because
You're the media now, as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly, and I don't think we're gonna have the freest and fairest election. It's not shaping up that way yet, and I don't think anything's going to change. We are in for a ride, and it's like they're prepping this because I don't think they're going to get him demonetized before the election. This is all about setting up all the disinformation. So that way, if Trump wins, they can say, these are the people who are to blame, Google. And Google will once again have a meeting and say, we can't let a Donald Trump election happen again, like they did after 2016. Sergey Brin said that.
Unless one of them pulls a Hail Mary and realizes and capitalizes and switches. You know what I'm saying? Goes the other way.
What? Who? What?
One of these big tech companies, one of the big owners.
I thought you meant like I thought you were saying Ben Shapiro is going to be
no,
2024.
I mean, the whole thing is last time there was a lot of different things in the election. Twitter was very different. The word of mouth was very different. They don't have the same fixes that they had last time. Now, Robert Epstein has talked about the ephemeral search results to all the tech companies and how much of a big effect that can have on the undecideds. But still, it is so overwhelmingly, don't get complacent, so overwhelmingly in Trump's favor that the fix would have to be so massive. The problem is it could be so massive and that we're going to start to see some crazy shit.
Price, you think they're screwed or you think they can pull this out their butts?
Are you talking about the Republicans or the Democrats?
Oh, sorry. Mainstream media, Hollywood, all the people trying to attack us because they can't.
Okay. Because I thought about the, fix
whatever
in type of situation.
Just tell me whatever you got on your mind, Price.
Yeah. All right. No, the mainstream media, are they screwed? Listen, there's still enough people that watch that kind of stuff and thinks that it's real. I have family members maybe that are a bit older and they watch Lester Holt. And if Lester Holt sits and says something, they will believe that thing is real. I have relatives that are like that. Maybe not fully. Even they know that sometimes the news can put spins on things, but they're a lot more, in my opinion, believing than I am. The mainstream media starts to talk, I don't believe one word, but people that are older kind of watch it and still believe. And plus, not everybody. We're kind of outcasts. We're not the norm. I think that there's so many people
we are becoming the norm.
I'd say that 7 years ago I was a big outcast, and today there's more people like me. But I think that still, even though there's more of us now, more of us than there used to be, I think that there's enough people that just kind of connect their brains into the mainstream media narrative, download the directives, and then just go and execute. It's not a negligible amount of people. There's certainly enough of those.
True, but however, you got to say it's telling when on Bill Maher, when he had the CNN on and that, or Colbert, and they were like, I know CNN is fair and balanced, and the whole audience laughed. That is not us. I don't think they all watched us and Tim Pool and stuff like that. So clearly,
it was the first time that Stephen Colbert told a joke that somebody laughed at. So it was
wasn't a joke. So that should also say,
right. No, you're right. It's different than it was. You're right. There's certainly, I would say, maybe there's half the country that have started to pick up on this, or maybe a lot of people around the world are awakening to this new reality.
I woke up like 17 years ago. It's accelerated at a crazy pace recently.
And the ways to fix when Donald Trump talks about it, I mean, look, the one that they talked about on Rogan, the mere fact that in collusion, right, in collusion with the main media that they didn't talk about the Hunter Biden laptop, which would have affected the election by multiple points, enough that had that alone been covered, and it should have been, he would have won. He did win, whatever. Then you add in the ephemeral search results, the addresses that go back to places that are empty lots, the dead people voting, etc., etc., etc. The voting machines. There's a lot of ways to fix this race.
Yeah, and the mainstream media and the people that like to do these kind of things, it's not like their power is completely gone. They're nervous. They're very, very nervous now, and I don't know what's going to happen in the next few years, but they still have some power. Their power isn't gone.
They have influence over the establishment, but they've lost most of their influence over the normal people.
I think that over the next week, we'll learn if they lost their influence or not. I think that whatever happens in this election will be very telling as to how much people believe the mainstream media and how much they don't.
If Trump wins, are they going to be able to convince their crazies to go burn everything down again as well? Are the crazies still just... Because I think they're going to get even crazier.
And by the way, I forget what it is. It's a news site service I've seen before. And if you want to know who I watch a YouTuber named Liberal Hive Mind, who is opening as I cover the basically the endless hypocrisy of the left. He has a site, and then he ends up, I think he got ads for him now, where it will show you every fucking news story. It will show you every Democratic news site and how they're reporting it, every Republican news site and how they're reporting it. And then it'll let you filter it out between what the actual news says. So we all have to be our own journalists, basically. You got to go everywhere. You got to see what they're saying, and then find the truth, because the truth is somewhere between both.
Like older people, the problem is they still get their news from cable news. We get our news from social media.
Right.
And then the problem is a lot with the left is they don't get their news from social media. They get their news from headlines from social media. That's one of the, so it is nice that like we're the media now, but also it is still causes problem. It still causes all the brainwashing. They're still crazy.
Plus, even though we're online and we have our own kind of people that we talk to and communicate with, and circles that we're kind of around, and things that are recommended to us, there's also people that are online that want to get their news sources from from X or from TikTok or whatever it is, and they get a lot of crap that we would absolutely think is bullshit. But it's somehow the algorithm pushes stuff to them that makes them feel validated in whatever it is that they're thinking. It's not like the algorithm and all the social media is just working in favor of one party. It's people see different things online, and the algorithm recommends different things to them. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Maybe I didn't explain it well, but you know what I mean.
Good one.
That evil algorithm is what all the governments are trying to go after. That's Elon. It's his algorithm is radicalizing all of the children.
Well, the thing is that until now, all of those other companies were heavily influenced by, those big tech companies that were mainly, supporting one party. And once Elon took X over, I think he kind of shifted the balance a bit, and that's why they're all worried. But we'll see.
A lot of tech people are actually coming over to Trump, and Elon is one of the reasons.
Yeah, that was one of the first videos as we close out. The Badgerine is here. Is all these tech guys in California and the Silicon Valley, they were like, so we were wrong. We were sold a lie. When you actually pay attention to everything Trump actually did, it was really good for our business. What they want to do was really bad. And now, unfortunately, they have to realize that they've been lied to for multiple years.
Yeah, it used to be just like Peter Thiel was pretty much the only like libertarian conservative tech guy, and they used to all be all in on the liberalism updated for a modern audience. And that's big because it's like they're the ones with the money, the power, the reach, like they control communication.
Well, and this is where Vivek Ramaswamy came from. He was the head of a major successful corporation. He started the Black Lives Matter. He started getting threatened to it's like, what? Why the fuck would we do that? We're a pharmaceutical company. And as DEI and ESG courting money, then he found out about the investment firms. He wrote that Woke Inc. way before anyone was talking about it, how it's literally a business. And still people think that it's all great and they're totally not getting screwed.
Virtues, they're tricked. If you want to be a good person, you have to support us. Otherwise, you're literally Hitler. Bryce,
Weaponized
did you have
compassion.
thoughts? I thought I heard a breath in there. No breathiness? All right. So, Fandom Pulse had this article from yesterday. So it's actually an article from April, but I want to go over it just because it's funny. How hidden Yahtzee symbols were the tip of a toxic iceberg at Life is Strange developer Deck 9. So they put out a Life is Strange, which is super woke, and oh no, the developer is struggling with toxicity, hate speech, crunch, and more. This is just another example of you're never woke enough. So their previous game, Life is Strange True Colors, won games for Impact, which Impact just means woke, at the Game Awards in 2021 and a GLAAD Media Award. And yet they're dealing with accusations. They had to take out a bunch of accidental Yahtzee references, such as the number 88. I want to see just how far right you guys are. Do you know why they consider the number 88 to be a Yahtzee reference?
No.
August 8th bring anything to mind? Donald Trump scheduled a rally for August 8th or something like that once.
Oh, stop.
Oh, well, 88. H is the 8th letter in the alphabet. So everyone knows 88 actually stands for HH, which is Hail Mustache Man.
Hell hot dog?
And then the number 18, that stands for AH, which all we know is Adolf Mustache Man. So if you have a number 88 or a number 18 in your game, they will destroy you. The racist meme, have you ever seen one of Hypno's thumbnails? He told me to put shit in the thumbnails, and I will not be held responsible for his racist meme. The Hoggle Rune, this turns out, so it's a Yahtzee rune. It's literally just like an X with a line. It's just like, it looks like an asterisk is all it is. So they attacked him for having an asterisk in their game, and now they're white.
Doesn't that she come from the guy from The Wire who always used to say it that way?
The staff grew that's who it is. Yeah, staff grew increasingly concerned that someone was putting these items in their game deliberately as a dog whistle. No, you just had the number 88 and the number 18 in your game, you fucking idiots. They thought someone was like secretly a Neo Yahtzee on the staff sneaking in the number 88.
Did you see that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle had to put out a disclaimer that even though there's Nazi symbiology or whatever, symbology, and markings and all that in their game, they don't endorse the ideology. That it's just because.
Stupid.
It's a bunch of idiots.
Dumb.
Yes. This is a low IQ. You got to Badger Trump. This is a low IQ people.
Definitely, it gives the your coffee is hot warning on your coffee cup vibes for these people.
Although that was some staggeringly hot coffee. I think it was like 150 degrees or some shit like that.
So that was secret Nazi code. Well, coincidentally, I just watched The Imitation Game. And how we just had to decipher that Nazi code? Well, Alan Turing deciphered the Nazi code, the Enigma code, in The Imitation Game. And I do not care for dramas or historical stuff, but this one's pretty good. I don't even know why. Like, it's just pretty standard. But I liked it. It was good.
You like things like that?
No, I don't like things like that. That's the problem.
Mental.
Well, yeah, no, well, he's a little tismy. He also ends up being gay, which they barely even like mention at all. Barely a part of the story. He ends up at the end, after like winning the war for us, he ends up getting put on hormones to castrate him. If you guys happen to know, the hormones they give the kids are the same things they use to castrate PDFs.
We're not gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, of course not.
So in the movie I watched from 2014, they're giving it to a grown man, and it's horrible torture, and now we give it to the teenagers because it's a human right.
Yeah.
And does he complain? Does he make a big stink about how oppressed he is? No, he just like goes along to get along just so he can keep researching. Just like that British stiff upper lip. Like the movie where they should have gone on about how like bad gay people have and whatnot, and he just stiff upper lips it and it barely even gets mentioned. He Minecrafts himself after a year of using it, which how about he uses it for a year and Minecrafts himself? Oh wait, you still got your cough mute on, Batch.
I said 42% that does still happen.
I was just about to joke. You said something about 42%, didn't you? But yeah, pretty good. And then you had Keira Knight. So you got the gay man. Illegally gay man. And then you got Keira Knightley, who is the super smart girl who everyone's like, ma'am, the secretary pool is this way. And then like her parents wouldn't let her move out because they wanted to keep her home because a 25-year-old unmarried woman was just, have mercy. And still super likable and attractive. They can do it. They can give us strong women. They can give us the Mary Sues, the super smart women that know everything. He can only finish the crossword puzzle in 6 minutes or in 8 minutes. He gives an impossible task to finish it in 6. And she does everything we should hate, but they've made her likable, so it was okay.
Sometimes when a woman looks nice and is likable, you can let a lot of things slide.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true. That's true in reality and in movies.
Yeah, Badger, would you let attractive women do what they want to you?
I mean, Keira Knightley was one of Padme's body doubles, and so of course.
Let's see. God, they always do all the stupid red carpet stuff. I want to see her boobs. Wait,
People forget the power of very attractive women.
Helen of Troy.
If you're at a bar and let's say you're sitting there drinking a beer and a very, very attractive woman comes in, sits next to you and says, "Hey, buy me a beer," there's a chance that you'll buy her a beer. Now, you could say
you just introduced a fucking fantasy scenario that has never happened in the history of humanity.
Maybe she's in trouble, Bryce. She needs my help.
Right, but the thing is that if that scenario happens, I'm talking like think of like, let's say somebody that looks like Sydney Sweeney. She sits next to you at the bar. She says, "Hey, can you buy me a beer?" You're buying her a beer.
How many? Yeah, 6-pack. You want a 6-pack to go?
Exactly. So I'm saying there's nothing wrong with women looking nice and men liking it. I mean, I don't know how it became a problem.
You're telling me there's a chance. Yeah.
Men are so simple. We're so easy to please. It's so easy, but they're making it difficult on purpose.
Men only want one thing, and it's fucking disgusting. We want adamantium claws, the ability to heal,
and women to go back to wearing corsets. I mean,
yes.
Are we asking
Big
to?
booba corsets.
They're always complaining about their bras being uncomfortable. Let's do corsets instead. Deal.
Let us take them off for you.
Yeah, God, I'm trying to find some hot Keira Knightley, but she's hardly even here. I will say, like, she pulls off the like nerdy kind of like frumpy dressing chick pretty well. If they would have thrown some nerd glasses on, I might have gotten on one knee to hand her that beer.
I'd go on one knee for something else. Hey-o.
All right, so they should be starting here soon. Badger, you want to go ahead and plug your stream tonight?
Yes, they have not started yet. It is their Halloween special though. So tonight we're gonna have our own Halloween special at 7 p.m. The Halloween Badger Halloween Spooktacular PST. So 10 o'clock Eastern. And
Demon time.
All the usual suspects plus ABF, Moxie Dame.
Oh, speaking of knowing what men like, Moxie Dame will be there. Yes.
Oh, and Leon. Sorry about Leon. It's all right though. He'll be in costume. Oh, and Chris Gore, friend of the channel, Chris Gore. So he will be there at some point, unless he's just said that to embarrass me.
He's meant to get really drunk beforehand. Price.
Fine by me.
Anything you'd like to plug, young man?
Well, I have a few things going on. At 10 p.m., even though it's a sort of a holiday, it's Halloween, so it's not going to be the regular type of stream. But at 10 p.m., I'm doing a stream where I'm going to be talking about the original Quantum Leap series from 1989 on my live channel. And then at 11:05 p.m., as always on Thursdays and Tuesdays, I'm going to have the Night Owl, which is this late night stream I do with Professor R2, with Sean Crummell, and some surprise guests. So if you haven't already subscribed, Price of Reason is my main channel. Price of Reason Live is my experimental live channel, and I recommend them both.
Do you upload your podcast to the new Nintendo Spotify You guys see this? You guys about to start listening
They have
to Nintendo
music, right? Nintendo have
Yeah.
like you can hear all the
Right?
music from their games or something.
Yeah, right? Not a terrible idea. Took
No,
long
not
enough,
a terrible.
though.
I actually thought of installing it and listening to kind of classic retro tunes.
Yeah, I mean, they're a bunch of bangers.
They
Thank you
are.
so
They are.
much.
Some of those tunes slap.
Yeah, sorry, everyone will be in costume tonight. Don't worry, I told him to dress up as something other than Leona. And yeah,
Also-
open bar has started.
Happy to announce Nightmare on Elm Street 1. So I'll be watching that and some
Good.
Coraline 3D. I'm
You're gonna get to
that.
see some claws tonight.
I know you're gonna have trouble clicking on your tabs though.
I'm not gonna be wearing this costume because it can't have a glove.
Wait, what are you wearing then? Jedi? Jedi?
Dun, 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 dun,
Superhero?
dun. I'll be Superman, yeah.
Superman. Are we
Green
gonna have
Lantern.
to? We're gonna have to see the crotch, or are you putting your dancer's belt on?
We'll see.
Bye.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
Oh, the camera's on. The camera's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know. Hello.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Good, then get the hell out of my life. Who needs you? Beat it. Leave me alone.
I needed to get rid of the human garbage, otherwise known as my best friends.
Oh!
Come on! Bonnie, how do you keep getting back in?
Well. Bye. If we're not back by dawn, call the president.
Can't believe I have to buy a second pair of Grogu ears. I'm